G'day Nerfers, Jim here from the Ministry of Foam. I'm joined by COBBA, and welcome to the world's largest mod party. I'm really pumped to be here. COBBA, how you doing, mate?
I'm really good, man. This is pretty cool to be a part of, and I'm looking forward to doing it.
So let's check out the Facebook feed to start off with, to sort of ease into it. What have we got? Do you want to refresh the page and see what we've got to look at?
Sweet as, we'll give that a refresh.
And g'day to everyone in the chat on YouTube.
How's everyone going today?
Cool. Okay.
I've seen a lot of knockout mods recently.
They're a great platform to start off with. You can half dart them. You can leave them as rival if you want. You keep the stock spring. I mean, you can get easy, 180 FPS with the stock spring and half darts and a good brass breach.
It is good. I've used one at a few wars, and the potential you get from them, just singling with a half link, it's crazy. But this one looks really nice. I like that the
suppressor
attachment at the front. Yep. It looks really cool, and just the shape of it as well. Love the shapes.
The thing about the knockout,
I really don't want to butcher your name, mate.
The thing about the knockout is that I just don't like how to prime it. You've got to pull the slide open or flick the slide open, put the dart in, slide back, pull the handle, it's just too long for me. Get a night finder.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. There's a lot of steps to it, similar to like my hand cannon one, where you've got to like side load.
Yep. Nice BT scar on that, by the way.
Yeah, thanks. Huge suppressor. Yeah, so there's a few steps to it, but like just the power you get from it is obviously the reward from it, and the accuracy. It's really cool.
Yep. What else we got? What else? Let's keep scrolling down.
We have Strifes.
Yes, classic
Ryan
Strife.
Larson, Quarantine Project. First of 2 Strife builds. Fang revamps. 2S graphene wheels, factory cages for now. This one is getting new vinyl dye and paint, also beautiful.
Nice work, Ryan. Do you know what colours or paint schemes you're going for? Hopefully you'll put a comment in the YouTube chat so we can see what your answer is. But good work, man. Keep up the good work. Let's keep scrolling, Cobb.
It's really good. I'm a good fan of Strifes. I do like Strifes. I kind of started off doing Strifes in the hobby, but I've edged away. I do need to build one. I've got one on the wall back there hanging up that I want to paint but I just haven't had time. We saw this one before. Really cool.
Before you keep going, Scott, speaking of this one, I've got my Ultra Strife here. Fantastic bit of kit. Select fire, all that jazz, made by Woody77. It's absolute beast. I love it so much. Brushless. You can't go wrong with a Strife.
Yeah, it is really good. It's good fun.
Yeah, we did see some of these. We haven't seen this one. What's this?
That's a PED with, I spy, some pneumatics at the back.
Nice.
I like the look of that. It looks like a Specs BZ, because you wouldn't want to have a supercore that far back. Is this meant to be a full auto build? I'm guessing we'll still have... Oh, no, I see what's going on. So we've kept the original feeding for the Stampede, and I'm guessing back here, I forget the name for it, that'll just time when that burst goes off. So full auto PED. That's beautiful.
I take your word for it. I don't know much about Stampedes.
Take my word from it. Yeah, it looks really good. It looks really good. I'd love to get that a go.
It just looks like a
Stampede. Yeah, it looks great, man. What do you have going on back here? So what's the what magicry do we have?
Yep, it will be good. Yeah, very nice. So, Cobbett, you've been on YouTube for ages now. About what, 6-7 years?
Oh, 6-7 years. Nah, oh man, there are some videos that I hope no one ever gets to see of mine on YouTube.
Same.
But I've only been doing this channel for about 3 or so years. My content has definitely dropped off in regularity the past little bit, but I've only been going on for a little bit with this one.
Well, I think everyone's content's going to drop off for the foreseeable future for a while.
Yeah, I know, right? It is kind of hard to get out there.
Yep.
I've been going to the wars and stuff like that. I've never missed a war. But then just getting around to, I'm really picky when it comes to my content. I'll really try to, if I'm going to put out a gameplay footage, I want to make sure that, like, you know, I've got a heap of tags and that it's a really fun, engaging video for people to watch. I don't want to put out, you know, like 20 minutes of me just running around the field, maybe getting 2 tags or something. That's just how I think. That's my mentality when I make videos.
Of course, and no one wants to see the person with the camera getting owned. That's not fun.
Exactly. You come to watch me decimate people. You don't come to see me. You know. I mean, some people might like seeing the other side of it, but for my content, that's exactly what I like to put out. And then for mods and stuff, I just really haven't found a mod that I've really wanted to do recently. I do
remember watching a lot of your mods, especially the LPA long strike you did a couple of years ago. Great build.
Oh, thank you. 33B, I'll grab it. The predecessor, we should say, to all of those builds was pretty much the what I wanted, was everything that I've ever wanted in a long strike put into a long strike. And I've definitely tweaked and changed this over the years to add in different barrels. I recently got this, I think it's a 400mm barrel of Blaster Tech.
Nice.
Which I've then the aluminium barrel just in the nice red to match the Subi paint shop. Love it. And then Spectre actually CNC'd me, machined me a pusher breech for it recently, so it's not running brass anymore. If you go back and watch my video where I did an overview of it, that it was still running brass then, but now it's got a Stefan pusher, and it's, oh my god, it's so smooth to operate. Like, I cannot believe it. But yeah, it's a really fun build. And I try to use it as much as I can because, like, you know, it is good fun. But I've definitely seen a heap of Ministry of Foam videos, man, and you guys have a heap of fun over in Perth. Like, you get to run all the...
it's great fun.
Having Adrian over there, you just have unlimited access to those Recon flywheelers, dude. Like, they must just be in abundance.
Well, he's pretty stingy with the flywheels, I got to tell you.
Pretty stingy. I have a set. I've been meaning to do something with them, but just haven't figured out exactly what I want to do with it yet.
Well, what I've got here on my wall is actually my Flywheel of the World Recon in my Gear Up Recon here. Bit of a rev. Sorry, headphone users. And let me just turn it on first. It's a beautiful, beautiful blaster. Get your micro flywheels, about 130. It's just a great semi-automatic blaster. Pumps out the darts, no rev trigger, and it's in that beautiful Gear Up Recon shell. And I love Gear Up so much.
Mm-hmm. I was going to do a Gear Up Recon for the wheels. I'll actually get that blaster as well. I don't know if anyone in the chat knows who this person was on Instagram one time. He goes by his name @boys or something, and he did this body kit for the Retaliator that you put over the top, and he printed this out for me for the Recon, and I wanted to drop those flywheels into this. Just haven't got around to doing it. I definitely want to do it though, because it does look pretty sick, and it's a good, like, SMG platform. So if people are interested and want to see me build it, I could probably do it.
I want to see you build it.
You want to see me build it? Okay.
Yeah, 100%.
I've really wanted to build one.
The thing is, I don't think
cool.
It'll be Iron Rush competitive.
Be the thing, Brett. No, not Iron Rush competitive. I'm going to need some big boys to hit the Iron Rush field.
Yep, because you're quite into the Iron Rush. It's quite popular over east, where we are in WA. We're trying to get a league going, but there's a lot of groundwork we have to cover first. But we need to do the steps to get it up to ground. But you guys over in Bang and other places have got it set up. Bang is Brisbane's area Nerf group. Anyone else that doesn't know, and you've got it set up, and you play games all the time. Basically, Iron Rush. Well, your channel's gone that way quite a bit.
Yeah, it has. That's just coming back to like that was the content that I felt was like really high quality, and I could
Oh
put
yeah.
in like good hours into it, put the all the animation into it, and I really love doing that. But in all honesty, we haven't had like too many like. Well, the season's been kind of slow, so it'd only be like the regular 15 people that show up, and we'd just like get 5 people on each side, go out, run amok, like, and that's what we really had fun with, and which was great. And we're not going to stop doing that. We're going to push for that competitive. But if anyone out there wants to try Iron Rush, it's a great way to start. Just getting people in and just having random teams and just playing the game mode, super fun. It's like think of it as like a casual competitive game, online game. You just join randoms and you just play it like that.
So
It's
for
really
people that
fun.
don't know what Iron Rush is, just tell them a bit about the rules, just briefly. How do
It was done. The game mode was actually done and made by the guys over at FDL, Jesse and Jackie. They came up with a 5v5 competitive. Oh, awesome people! I want an FDL. That's on the list. 5v5 competitive.
FDL, mate. We all want an
I
FDL.
know, right? I know. So it's a 5v5 competitive game mode. One tag, you're out. Last team standing wins, or you can get the objective in the other team's base to win the round. Super fast, 2 minutes to do it in. I've got videos on my channel if you want to suss that out. But they're so fun and they're really fast paced, and that's what we really like about it. I've wanted to try Quick Flag as well. That's you're putting in the chat there, Slater. I think that's how you say your name. Quick Flag. It's pretty much like evolution of Quick Flag for just faster game modes, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's really fun. It's really fun.
If people want to check out COBBA playing, he's got a YouTube channel called COBBA Crazy. Is that correct?
COBBA Crazy _
Yep,
I should probably.
And we want to get into more subs because he's almost hit that 4,000 sub mark. So subscribe to his channel, guys.
Thanks for the plug, man. And also hit up Foam Ministry if you haven't heard of Foam Ministry of Foam Ministry of Foam. Yeah, but so this is a Q&A sesh. So guys in the YouTube chat, please send us your questions.
100%.
We want to hear what you guys want to say. We want to discuss what you guys have or what you want to hear from us. It's not just about us, but just give us anything you want us to talk about. Thanks, Brett. I really appreciate that. I definitely put in a few hours to make them as enjoyable as possible for everybody to watch, and I'm really grateful that you liked that video. Thanks, mate. Thanks, Boost. I need to definitely get around to uploading a little bit more, but just times and changes, I guess. My favorite build of all time, man. That's a tricky one. Look, it's a toss-up. It's definitely a toss-up. Like this 33B could be my possible favorite just because it's just a major snipey boy in its nature. But I do love my Supercore Crimson Recon, which is my semi-automatic HPA Crimson Recon.
Red Recon, beautiful. You don't see them anymore.
Very, very fun. No, I actually got this very lucky from a guy on Instagram. He just put it up. He said, "Oh, I found it at a thrift shop complete. If anyone wants it."
He found that at a thrift shop.
Yeah, and I hit him up in like 2 seconds. I was like, "Mate, can you send that to me right now?" So yeah, I got this over here. So it would definitely be a toss-up between this for its semi-auto capability and my 33B long strike for my favorite blaster of all time. How about you, man?
Well, speaking of thrifting, just to change the subject. Another person for the Ministry of Foam, Necro, she actually found a complete gear-up Recon with the torch, with the sight, with the stock barrel for $3 in a charity shop. So it's just how do you do it? I mean,
I know, right? The guy I bought the Crimson off definitely profited a little bit, but that's an absolute steal.
I mean, where do you even? You can't get him. I mean, I've been chasing Gear Up Raider because that's the last one I need to complete my Gear Up. You can't get them. I mean, you can get them on eBay, but they're like 400 AUD, and I can't justify spending that much money on it.
Exactly, and everyone wanted everyone wanted the Gear Up Recon with the Gear Up Raider stock. Like that look is just so good, so good.
I cheated on mine. I reinforced it, so it doesn't flex anymore. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
putting a fair bit of pressure on that and it doesn't flex anymore.
Mhm.
And it looks good.
Yeah,
So
it
I
does
quite
look
like
good.
the original
Really
Gear
nice.
Up stock, but just so flimsy. Why would Hasbro
Oh,
make them so
yeah.
flimsy? I don't get
So
it.
flimsy, it's ridiculous, eh? But there's just so many options now that it's like, oh, just throw it out. It's just a bit of plastic now, isn't it? Just unless you do something like that, like it is. It's great. You
We
just
got
use 16 mil.
we got Ruin from the chat on YouTube. He's saying he got a $4 Rapid Strike from Good Sammy.
Oh, bargain, man! The cheapest Rapid Strike I've ever got was from Kmart when they were selling for $15 Australian. They were awesome.
$15 Rapid Strike.
$15 at Kmart, man. It was a few years ago, and yeah, $15 brand new. It was cheaper than a Strife at that point. Strifes were $20, and you could get a Rapid Strike for $15.
Because
why they were that price, no clue.
Rapid Strikes are back in shops now, and they're going for $80.
Oh yeah, they're pretty pricey, man. They are pricey,
and that's Australian dollars, everyone. So I don't know what they're going in the US, but that's
US,
pretty
that'd
pricey.
be about $50, I think, maybe 40 Our dollar's trash at the moment. Yeah, there we go.
Boost Addict
2014 came up.
I'm super jealous. You've got the Gear Up Raider. Oh, super jealous. I want one. I want one.
I'll just scroll up to see if there's any. Spectre asked you, how long have you been nerfing for, James?
I've been in the hobby on and off for about 10 years. When I first started in the hobby, recons and raiders were just the norm, the old end strike thing. Nothing too special about it. Barricades have only just come out. That's how long I've been doing it for. But I stopped after about 3 or 4 years because I had a bit of a burnout with the hobby, which I think we all get sometimes. And then I came back recently, in the last couple of years, and now I'm helping out a bit more of the club. But hobby burnout is a big thing that I noticed. But it's definitely important for me to take a break and not go 100% on the hobby all the time. I mean, what's your opinion on it?
100%. I've hit multiple walls while being in Nerf, and just taking on a lot more than the reward that you're getting from it. Because we all do this to have fun. Like that, at the base level, we play Nerf to have fun. And when something's not fun anymore, you shouldn't force yourself to do it, or you shouldn't force yourself to try and enjoy something that you're not enjoying. So taking a step back, having a break, and coming back with fresh eyes, or maybe a blaster build idea, can just ignite that fire again so quick. And I've had to do that a couple times, and definitely with like YouTube and things like that, trying to keep up, having that social presence. It's like, okay, it's something that's always kind of gonna be on your life if you're taking it that seriously and doing it that much. So you've got to kind of definitely work out timing and how much you want to put into it. But yeah, definitely having breaks and relaxing and not taking the hobby 100% all the time is something that I'd recommend to everybody to just be mindful of.
That's what I found is when I sort of dropped out of it the first time, I was just going hardcore into it. I was going to games every weekend. I was doing nothing but modding. I was just 100%, and it just burned me out. I just couldn't mod another recon or Maverick because that's what we had at the time. It just it's like, why am I stressing so much about this? It's not fun anymore. So I dropped out of the hobby, and like I said, I only came back to it within the last couple of years. But now I'm older. I've got more responsibilities at home and in the communities now. So I'm an admin at my local group. I've got the YouTube channel, which puts a bit of perspective. I have more to do, but there's less stress.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, Jangular burnout is majorly real.
Agreed,
burnout is majorly real.
Welcome to the chat, Jangular, by the way. Big fan of yours.
And yeah, Boost, I'm into cars as well. I've recently tried to start getting into a bit more car-focused stuff, and just edging my way out into maybe different hobbies and looking at different things that I can like put my time into, rather than always going like, oh, it should just be Nerf, when there's lots of other things that everyone can go out there and do and enjoy in life. So I'll just scroll to see.
I just saw your chat comment, Sir Pedals. I agree. Burnout does suck a bit. But the thing is, Nerf isn't your life. You've always got other options to do other things. You may think, I just want to go paintballing, or I want to just go into cars, or I just want to do nothing. I just want to Netflix for a couple of weeks. You can do it, man. You don't have to put your whole life into Nerf. isn't worth it.
Just coming back up to the top, I just wanted to reply to Nicholas Reed's question of how did I get into the hobby. The first time I ever held a Nerf blaster, I think I was about 8, and the Recon had just came out, and my cousin came over to my house with them, and I was like, whoa, like this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. Like it was just like insane. Like I'd never seen anything like it. I was like, wow. And then Mum didn't want me to get one because she was like all against like all these guns things, and I was like, oh righto. And then she finally bought me one. I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. I have my own Nerf blaster. And then years went on, and then I started playing around the house with buddies, with friends, started pulling them apart, tinkering with them, going, wow, you can actually do some cool things with them. I knew modding existed, but as a kid, you're always like, oh my god, they're too complex. I'm not going to be able to figure out how this thing works, you know? And then I really hit my stride midway through high school, where I found Bang, went to my first event, and from then on, it was just like awesome. Just like had this great community behind me with all these great, and Dean Blastertech being in Brisbane, having access to all the mod parts and just building like a really great community behind it. Like that's what really got me into the hobby and got me to where I am today. So yeah, thanks for the question. How about you, man? You kind of covered it, but yeah.
Yeah, I did, yeah. So there's a question from Hyde in YouTube chat land. It says, what's the worst hit from a Nerf dart you have taken while playing? Cobb, I'll let you go first on that one.
What was that? Sorry, I was just reading
the
chat.
It was Hyde said, what was the worst hit you got from a Nerf dart while playing
worst
games?
Hit.
What's the worst tag you
got? On someone shot me?
Yeah, someone shooting you. Yeah.
Okay, so we were playing it in IC, and oh man, there's just someone bought this air blaster thing, just a concoction, massive tank, ridiculous. Spectre knows exactly who I'm talking about. It's his mate. This big yellow Recon thing. And oh no, the forehead one. Yeah, okay. I've had 2 major hits, right? So this one I'm talking about now, and man, he got me right in the lip, and dude, it was about 10, 15 meters away.
Yep.
And man, it just swole up so big, I could not believe it, and it hurt bad. Like it hurt real bad. It looks like I did a Kylie Jenner lip challenge. Like that's how big the bottom swelled out. It was horrible. And then the second tag I got right to my forehead here. It was about 10 meters away again. And I think someone accidentally put in a washer-tipped dart.
Oh,
and someone was using it. I know. I don't think they meant to do it. But anyway, 10 meters away, smacked me right here in the forehead. I've got the picture on my phone. I'll put it up on my Instagram later. And man, it was red, and it went red instantly and swole probably, I don't know, a chickpea size. Like it was It was a hard hit. It was a hard hit, man. Yeah, it was wild. How about you? What's your biggest hit, I guess?
Well, I can't think of anything too out of the ordinary, but I got a couple of stories from friends that I played with. So there's a guy that I play with called Ruin. We're playing a game, and he managed to get tagged out by a stock judge. The judge blaster, you know, that massive thing. It weighs so heavy, and he got taken out by a stock judge. We all laughed.
Oh,
game had to stop.
my God.
The most ever.
Yeah.
I just couldn't believe it. It's just awful.
Yeah.
But to get to sorry, mate, keep going.
Oh, you go.
Okay, so second story was, again, not me. Someone had a fully souped up Exus, massive spring, one of those, you had to use 2 hands to prime. Shot someone else similar to you in the forehead from about 3 meters away. Actually, started. Yeah.
Yep. Ouch.
So they're pretty bad.
That's a hard hit. Yeah.
Yeah. For me personally, been shot in the lip with a 28N spring Prophecy.
It still hurts. Yeah.
It still hurts. That's why I wear a face mask now, because it just hurts so much.
Yeah.
And I've been caught in the ear with a little lobe as well.
In the ear? Wow.
Yeah, that stings. That stings a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's, for me, that's about it.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen anyone run a judge over this way before. I don't think I've ever seen one at a war, to be honest.
It was just a bit of fun and giggles.
Fun, yeah.
And
good tag.
Because that's what we do at our firm. We're not super serious. Anyone can use anything they want, and it was a great shot. I mean, I think the thing only fires about 2 meters tops because it's so
it's pretty
terrible.
bad. Yeah, it's hopeless. Hopeless.
But it was awesome. Okay, should we check what's happening in the Facebook group? See if there's any other.
Oh yes, we will. So we've had this up here for a while. We might as well talk about it. Andrew D. Tran. This is my weekend. Toss it between completing a Spec Speed Z designs and jamming it into this solenoid. It looks pretty cool.
Nice, man.
Is that a pistol with a pump at the back of an XBZ? Yep. So that's still a hand pumped XBZ pistol. That's awesome. Haven't seen one of those in years, although that is a Spec BZ there, which looks nice. And then we've got a solenoid swordfish down here, which also looks like a real nice build as well. Scrolling down. Whoa. That looks cool. How good's that? So that is a katana mag in
Jolt
Is
brass
that the Strife one? Is that the Strife Jolt?
Yeah, looks like it, actually.
That's cool. That's really cool. Love that.
Congrats on trying to do a brass breech. I suck at them, so I don't even bother anymore. But good work with the katana fed. I mean, that's awesome. That's ambitious, and I'd love to see it finished.
That is awesome. What do we have here? Talon Claw Bullpup. Wow.
Nice.
Let's have a look. That is pretty cool. Wow. I'd say there might be a little bit of hand cramping here. That would just be my personal preference. But it does look awesome. Love the body lines and the shape. I love the body covers that the Talon Claw has. Really cool.
It's probably a bit too dark for my liking, like paint-wise. I'll probably like to see a bit more colour there personally.
Looks good. Nice build, Jack. That looks sweet.
Nice one. Oh, Liam, he's fantastic. He does some great gear.
Does some great paint jobs. This is a nice sledgy that he's done. This looks awesome. Wow, I love the orange color. That burnt orange looks sweet. Matches the sludge fire really nicely.
I love the extra shell storage it's got there.
Yeah, how good's that? So I'll just give this page a refresh as well.
Yep, good idea.
So we can see what people have posted right up at the top. So we have, oh, sorry, man. I'm really going to try and not butcher your name. Kryz Stoff. I think I'm pronouncing it right. Mod plan. My mod plan for the weekend. Select flywheel retaliator. Awesome. Back to the flywheel retaliator. Says wiring diagram. And he's got all his gear. Wow, that's a pretty
That is a beefy 3D print.
There. That is a big 3D print. Looks good though. He's got all his gear there, all mapped out. Oh, he's got a stock adapter,
solenoid as well.
In the back. Looks good. Yep, solenoid. Looks great.
Would that have an afterburner in it, you reckon?
That could do. That is definitely big enough, and he's got a big enough battery down here to probably run 2 sets. Oh, that's a Strife flywheel cage there. That's not
I can't really see in the pictures, but
okay. There's a so just here where I'm wiggling my mouse is the transparent worker Strife cage.
Oh, yeah.
There's got one of them in there, so I think there might not be any afterburners in here, but that does look like a really cool build.
Saw that one.
More Strifes. Pink Panther from Brandon. That looks cool. That looks like a Tommy gun. That looks cool. I like
What's
that
that
build,
barrel?
Brandon.
What's that front barrel on that one?
Looks like some kind of Thompson thing. Looks cool, but I like the shape.
In the corner there, that's awesome. Strife there at the top.
Oh, and that's a Slingfire stock.
Is it?
How cool is that? Yeah, that's a Slingfire stock on that one there. That's cool.
Nice.
We got a Gear Up Strife.
Oh, I love Gear Up. Oh.
From Mustafa. Yeah, gotta love the Gear Up.
Well done. Great job, man.
Painted the Strife with acrylic paint. Sorry for the bad photo quality. Nah, that looks really good, man. I like it. Like simple, easy paint job. Just making it your own.
Nice and bright. Nice and bright colours.
Nice and bright. That's it.
Yeah,
that's it as well. And I think we're not. Oh, the Lynx, man. That is another blaster on my list. The Lynx. Have you seen one of these before?
No, I haven't. Tell me about it.
I don't know how it works. I've never seen the internals. It's made by a guy called Orion Blasters, I think. I've looked at his website and I'm like, I really want one. But yeah, I haven't been able to really dig up any more information on them. But they look awesome. I love the body lines on it. Yeah, Foam Blast. The Lynx is amazing. I watched you build one, that nice orange one. So exactly, I would really like to know, Foam Blast, like how, well, you probably can't put it in chat, but how does the feeding actually work? Is there like a U-shaped PVC in here, and somehow this pump feeds the dart into here and then fires it from the U? Because the mag well is like really far back, and it's a really great piece of Nerf engineering. So props to Orion on that one, like really cool.
Foam Blast said in the comments that they're hoping the public release comes in soon.
Oh, so, yeah, I'm really keen for a public release on them. Like, expect me in the first top 10 orders, because they are they are sweet. And then I think we're kind of back to where we were, but we'll keep scrolling down. We have a very messy workshop here.
Foam Blaster replied in the comment that says there's a tiny ram that also seals.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Yep. I see what you mean now. It's very, very smart how that blaster's built. It's really, really cool.
Ruin, that is a messy workbench, bro. Clean it up.
That is a very messy workbench. The 4 XPZ. So we've got an XPZ. Oh, so it's an Alpha Hawk?
It's an Alpha Hawk, because I know this guy. It's an Alpha Hawk
XPZ in it.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Alpha Hawk shell with an XPZ in it. It's just an LPA build, but it's fantastic. It's so accurate.
That's awesome.
He's tagged me many times with it.
Hell yeah, that's what you want. Apparently he did clean it. Alley Cat said he did clean it.
Oh, okay. Well, clean it again.
Yeah, we'll have to clean that one again. William, here's my work in progress of my charger. We'll soon add some Steven Universe artwork onto the front grip.
Nice,
that's the Rival P90 thing? Yep, that looks awesome. I love that pink
what's
color.
That called again?
So unique.
What's it called? That Rival one? I can't remember what it's
called.
The
Charger. It's called
the Charger. Okay, that is the Charger.
Yeah.
See, I don't know much about Rival stuff because we can't even get it here.
Me neither. I know, right? We barely get it. I do get jealous of like the shells. Like there's so much potential there. We're just stuck with Centurion shells for most of our integrations.
Centurions.
Yeah, good old Sensei. No, that looks good. I really like the pink. Super unique. Keep up that good build.
Well done, William. Looks great.
And then
what have we got here?
This? We've got Hopper. That's a B-bum, I think. Is it a big blast?
It certainly looks like it.
I'm not too educated with my old school Nerf, so please.
That's an ultimate missile blast.
Ultimate missile blast. Okay, that looks awesome. So we've got a inline clip here. Matthew Becker. Yep, looks great, man. What are you getting out of that? Is it nice and accurate? Are you going to get a scarf for the front? And it's super duper old school because we have a hand pump. I like me some hand pump in action.
LPA all the way.
Built years ago. Yep. I'd definitely say that was an old school build from back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks great. Love it. And I think we're back to where we were before.
No, we haven't seen these, have we?
No. Okay. I thought I saw this one in the last chat. This is the Fortnite.
Okay. Yep.
Looks cool. I love the intricate details we've got going on here, Christopher. If you're in the chat, is that all done with epoxy putty? Because that looks super
beautiful
cool.
Work, man. Beautiful work.
Yeah, it looks great. Looks really great. Wish the charger was mag fed.
Matthew said about the Ultimate Missile Blast. He said he built it years ago.
Yeah.
You've done a great job, mate. Fantastic.
Yeah, if it's still holding up now, that's a testament to build quality as well.
Yep.
Clowny Nerf. Clowny. Yep, that looks great, man. Thanks, Boost, for putting that in the chat. And then Adrian here with Prophecy and a Rapid Strike, putting the final touches on these guys. They look nice. I like your Prophecy. I like the color scheme, how you've gone with the blue, yet you've worked in the clear as well. Super unique. Really like it.
It's 28N spring in it, so you know it's going to hit hard.
Yeah. Big spring. Hefty prime butt.
Oh, yeah. Very
hefty. Your hand gets sore. After a day's work of that.
Yep.
Sweet. So I'll hit another refresh and then chat in YouTube. If you guys want to throw us any more questions as well, this is a Q&A session. So don't be afraid to throw that in there. Daniel Bound, what is this? Thanks to the live stream, it's given me inspiration to get back onto this abomination. Wow.
You're welcome, Daniel. Hopefully we're entertaining for you, mate.
Hopefully we're entertaining enough. This looks awesome, but it looks like we've got a vortex. I'll enlarge the image.
Yeah, if you could please. So I can barely see that.
Barely see it.
But I can see it looks like a nitron handle.
Yeah, it's got a nitron handle in there, and then I think that's some Rebel drum blaster thing. Looks crazy cool. Really liking it. Horizontal flywheel cage blaster tech says. Oh yeah, so it's mag fed at the bottom. Wow, that's full on. That's super unique. Good stuff, Daniel. Keep it up. Guardian crossbow stock. I think that might be it, Benjamin. That might be it. And it's dual stage.
Nice.
Wow. That's full on, Daniel. So how long have you had this sitting on the bench? Did you get burnt out and you got inspired from our conversation before, or what's the deal with the build? We'll just keep scrolling while he talks. Those ones from before. Dark Tag Blasters. Haven't seen these in a few years because they'd
Very
always
old
jam
school.
up.
Very old
school. Yep. Awesome shells, but the shells look sick. Super like alien-esque. Yeah, we're back to it. So did you have any topics that we can
I got a
talk
question
about,
for you,
Jay?
COBBA. Like,
Got a question. Throw it at me.
I can't remember if you mentioned this before, but you said something about getting a recon from a friend. That's how you got into the hobby. Is that correct?
Oh, it was my cousin brought one over to my house when I was like 8, and I was just like, "Whoa, this is like the coolest thing ever!" Like I'd never had something like that as a kid. I guess like never had a toy like that. So that's why I was just like, "Whoa, this is so cool!" So that's what really like kickstarted me into like thinking Nerf was cool as a kid, and exploring it from there. Yeah. Yourself?
Well, basically what it is I started just hand painting, like doing a bit of model work, a bit of diorama stuff with a few blasters, and I thought, this is pretty cool. I wonder if there's other people out there like me. So jumped on Facebook and just found a group and joined in and realized I'm such a noob. And,
yeah,
you know, because all we had back in the day were recons and, you know, double springing it, taking out the ARs. That was the best mod we could do.
Oh, yeah, man. I remember knocking out my first AR and learning the hard way that when you dry fire it enough, that the back cap of the plunger will just burst off the back. And I learned that the hard way as a young kid.
I mean, a few years after that, I remember I bought a new bolt sled from, I can't remember where I bought it from, and I took it. I was really happy with this bolt sled in my long shot. It was an amazing bit of kit. I took it to my first event, got about half an hour into the game, and it just snapped like that. I was so gutted. I spent a bit of money on this injected molded bolt sled, or was it? It was like really high quality, and it just snapped like that. And I was
what spring rate were you losing? What spring
rate? It wasn't heavy. It was still quite light, so it still would have been either a double stock spring or a tiny bit more than that. But it wasn't. This is back in the day when you didn't have aftermarket springs for these type of things.
Have the full metal sled.
No, not back then.
Full metal sleds.
That was pretty disappointing for me, having that snap mid game. What about you? Any type of major malfunctions mid game that?
Oh man, honestly, every war something will break. Honestly, for me, like my stuff. But if I had to have one thing fail on me bad, I haven't really had like something as crazy as Naptown Nerf's FDL snap.
Oh yeah, that was brutal.
I've never had something that bad happen to me. But just like the little things like your barrel popping out of place, and then you try to feed another dart in, and then realize that, oh no, there's 15 already in the barrel stuck in there. You're not firing anything. You're just dumping air out the barrel. So that's happened to me so many times.
And that FDL, I know what you mean. That was that FDL, Naptowns and FDL.
Or FDL. Oh, so gutted. Beautiful FDL.
I mean, that happened. That was a 2018 N-War, wasn't it? 2018 N-War?
Yeah. Oh, was it last N-War? I think it was. Look, because I think last year they had the Iron Rush there. And
okay. One if Phone Blast or someone in the chat could let us know when that was. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Daniel got 2019. Thanks, Anarchy. Appreciate that.
Yeah, Daniel got back to us. Nitron handle, crossbow stock, Tech 10 body, Retaliator magwell, conveyor pusher from a can't remember, 4 Neo Hellcats hitting about 200 FPS. That's insane. That is an insane build. Good stuff, Daniel. That's awesome.
Nice,
Ben
nice.
says, I once dropped my Strife and dislodged the rev switch and had my ret snapped its bolt sled in the same war. That sucks, man. Everyone in chat, post in your worst blaster failures. I'd love to go through some of those as well.
While we're waiting for people to comment on that, I actually almost killed my FGW Recon. What I did, because I was an idiot, I put a FVJ in the mag by accident. And we all know flywheels don't like FVJs too much.
No.
So when I was revving up, pulling the trigger, putting them through, it just got caught and it just rev, and smoke started coming out of it.
Yep, and you get scared. You're like, oh, God.
Yep, you're like, oh, it's going to explode.
It's on fire. Yeah.
Duck and cover. Quickly turned it off. I remember Adrian, the creator of FTW, wasn't too happy about that.
No. He would have been like, "Jeez, what's going on here?"
He certainly was a bit upset at me, but that sort of made me 100% sure to check each
Never
dart.
run an FVJ again. Yeah.
It was just one of those random darts you have in the dart pool, and you're just pulling out stuff, put it in the mag, and you notice, and embarrassing.
You're talking to someone about someone, you're just filling it up like this.
And you don't 100%.
Even think about it. Yeah, I know exactly what you're on about. So we've got some replies for our worst failures. Literally blew up a MOSFET. That's scary. That is scary. Accidentally soldered on the wrong prongs, man. Gee, did it work before, Nick? Before you took it, or did you not use it enough to realize that it was heating up and then it just blew up? Boost says, reverse bolt sled connected to the insides of a Retaliator using a couple bolt sled. Oh, I don't think he's talking about that one. Matthew Becker says, prior to building the air-powered Sawtooth, I built a spring-powered one. I basically put a giant plunger and a massive spring weight in it. Someone picked it up without asking. Oh, I guess we can all figure out what happened after that. Not good.
AVJ says, accidentally dry-fired his Caliburn. That's not good, bro.
No, that's not good.
She broke the ramrod, which is not the end of the world, but still, you don't want to be breaking stuff off a Caliburn.
Yeah, that's the good thing about it, though. You can just print off another one, but you definitely don't want to have to print off another one, you know? Bone Blast says, I created a pocket dimension and got 8 rival rounds stuck in my Powerball because I forced it in to prime to appear like I wasn't having issues. How good's that?
We've all been there, Phone Blast. We've all created our own pocket dimensions. It just happens. It's all part of growing up.
9 out of 10 times I open up a blaster and I'm like, how did that dart get in there? How's it just like sitting in there? All the time I'll open up blasters and darts will just be sitting in it. Bradley Phillips says, snapped a Blaster Tech scar clean in half by tripping and falling barrel first into the dirt. Now, Brad, I have seen that video. And there's some dirt in that one, man. Unlucky.
You should post that to your Instagram as well, so everybody can see
post that on the gram.
Yep.
Post it on the gram.
Brad, if you want to post it on your gram so everyone can see it, that'd be great. What's your Instagram handle, by the way, Cobba, so everyone knows where to go?
Mine is bang, BANG, _ COBBA, COBBA. Yours, mate?
I don't even think we have an Instagram. We're too small.
Really?
I don't know. I think Alley Cat in the chat would correct me if I'm wrong. Do we have an Instagram? I don't know. We have a Facebook.
Yeah.
She says we do, but you want to post the handle, please? What else is coming up? Now, Cobba's going to ask.
Andrew.
Let's talk about Andrew's. No, let's talk about Anna's blast build first. Sorry.
Andrew, he is a regular here at Bang, and he loves his rets and
that is beautiful.
So he has a Strife very similar to this build, and he's used like a dye to paint the clear outsides. And man, it is sweet. It's just a Honey Badger Prophecy, and it looks awesome. Not too sure what he's running. It is HPA. It is a Supercore build. So that looks sweet. We can see our little pusher in the back here for the Supercore. And that is a sweet looking Prophecy right there. Black Scar. Liam's may have a little bit of problems with the Black Scar, but man, that looks sweet, Andrew. Good job.
I've always wondered how they dye these. I don't know how they do it. Do you have any idea?
Yeah, he actually told me it is a brake light tinting paint that you can get from Supercheap. So I don't know if you see on like cars, they'll have like the smoked out tail lights with like the black. Yeah, you can get a red version of that, so you can use that to put on your clear worker shells. So top tip, guys, that's how you tint your clear worker shells red. Really, really cool way of going around and doing it. Sweet build, Andrew. Can't wait to see that at a war.
Slater, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, in the YouTube chat has said it's literally at the Ministry of Foam. So that's our Instagram handle. I don't even think we got any posts on it because I've never posted on it. If you want to give us a follow, you're more than welcome to. I think it's a pretty dead bot though, but give us a follow.
Go follow him, guys.
Yeah, go and give us a follow and don't have anything in your feed.
Yeah. Chat's also saying Tamiya make a heap of tinting as well. I've seen those at like in Australia at Mr. Toys Toy World. They have a lot of the tintings from Tamiya. Patrick Lee Little Jr. has put up some cool absolvers, I think. Oh no, this is the Armored 74 kit for the Knockout.
From AK. Well, AK's Blaster Mods.
AK Blaster Mods Knockout kit. Yeah, that looks awesome. So I think that's a full kit to just get it ready to roll for Knockout. That's awesome.
I don't have any experience with those kits. I wonder if they're any good from AK Blaster Mods. Certainly they make good stuff, but I have no experience with these ones.
Yeah, I think they're more of like a reseller. I've got the only thing from AK I've got is really old build that I never use anymore is the what's this one called? UG1 Defense Rifle Kit. This like white kit that goes over the Prophecy and Retaliators. Really good kit, really nice kit. I've got a build vlog of this on my channel. If you guys want to learn more about that kit.
I think I remember seeing that video
I've got from it. Yeah, it's a pretty cool kit. The 3D print gives it a meh prime, but it's pretty cool. It's pretty.
Does it make that really scratchy?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Noise.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna get from 3D printed springers, but or anything 3D printed pump action, should I say? But it looks really cool, and that's honestly half the justification.
I remember I got
something.
I got I think it's a Hera, the rival Hera. Is it the Hera? The pump action one. Is it I don't know if it's a Hera or something else. Anyways, one of the pump action ones, or the side prime, and I got a pump grit for it, and it was so noisy. It just that I just couldn't use it. Even though sanding it back and trying to make it smooth as possible, it was the worst noise in the world. And then I realized rival is terrible over 3 meters.
Pretty bad outside. Unless they're playing CQB, rivals, not something.
Well,
outside.
Speaking of CQB, I got a friend of mine, Jason. He's lent me his Added Darts Jupiter.
Fun.
Which
super fun.
I can't wait to use in an event and put a video up on this. It's an amazing little blaster. It's so small and compact, but it just burns through the ammo so quickly.
Oh, it does. Someone in our group has a Jupiter, and like just the build quality of it as well feels super sturdy, and just like it feels really nice to just like there's just no other way to describe it. You just want to mag dump. It's just so fun.
Exactly.
It's like
when I do an event, I'll have to team up with someone that's actually got, can shoot a bit further than me. So I'll probably team up with Ruin, and he can cover me, and I can go in fast and quick, and hopefully get that tag, that mag dump before. Because I can just imagine I do a mag dump, and I'm just going to get tagged out straight away.
One mag, one tag. That's it. One mag, one tag. That's it.
Not a good ratio. My kill death ratio would not be great on that game.
A solid one's a good ratio. If you're getting a solid one, that's still pretty good. That's all you can ask for.
Well, yeah.
Recommendations for good quality paint in Australia. That's from Sonny Ellis. I always use Duplicolor paints from Super Cheap Auto. That's
Yep.
where I get all my paints from. I've started painting with Duplicolor about 2 years ago now, and I haven't not used them since for spray painting. For all my detail work, I use Tamiya Superb hand paints and hand paint most of the details. So the main blue is Duplicolor, and then this stuff back here is hand paint. So that's how I paint all my blasters.
I don't really paint much anymore. I just do the basic sand, soapy wash, and then a prime. Then I use automotive paints to get that really deep vinyl soaking. I don't know what the word is on my mind, but I don't really paint much anymore just because I really like the brighter colors. I'd love to be able to find a spray paint that does like really matches the Gear Up orange. I'd love to have that, but I can't seem to find that Gear Up orange anywhere.
It's a really elusive color. It's like super hard to match. Like it is really, really close. I definitely try to paint my blasters as bright as possible, or leave them as bright as possible. Like I know this looks dark now, but when you hit this blue in the sun, it does pop off. And when you the Duplicolor clear coat's like really good as well. You spray the gloss clear coat down and like super shiny. I've always loved using that paints. Thanks for the tips and just your usual clear coat routine afterwards. Yep, so I'll get the can. If you're after exactly what paint this is, Sonny, it is PS117 from Duplicolor. Probably can't see that, but this is great. You can get it in like a massive can, like a double-sized can, so you can just spray clear coat to your heart's content. Spray it on thick. It works. I mean, don't be afraid to spray it on thick. It'll do half the work for you and like even itself out. That is really great paints to work with. So hope that answers your question.
And thanks, Sador, in the chat. Send me the info on that Gear Up orange. That'd be fantastic. Thanks, mate. Appreciate that. I haven't got much to paint. All I've got is I've got a barricade, a Gear Up barricade that I'd love to, get a lipo, new batteries, normal stuff you do to it, just because it'll be really fun to run a barricade in an event. I think
it would be awesome. Awesome secondary.
Exactly. And I've got the old Stockade stock for it. The Stockade stock. So I've got, and I want to make that match. So that's all I want to do.
That'd be sweet. That'd be awesome. I've got a barricade somewhere, but I just don't know what I want to do with it.
I mean, they're not great stock.
No, not great stock. Definitely need to add in a nice rev switch in there, so we're not clicking on the side. Like crazy how that, like just going from that leap from having a switch on the side to turn the blaster on to having a rev switch, like just like that development of UX through a blaster.
Well, that was the first flywheel blaster, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure that was. In Nerf, anyway.
Don't quote me. I don't know my Nerf history, but I think it was very early days of flywheel, and I think it may have been. If anyone can chat, let us know if it was. That'd be great. No magazines or gear needed to run it. Yeah, exactly.
I'd love to try and find some old school Whistler darts as well for that, extra intimidation factor.
Yeah. I remember having Whistlers, man. Oh, they were so cool. They sounded awesome. Like when I was like really little, I got like a Vulcan for my birthday, and having all the Whistlers in that, like so fun. It was great. I will refresh this page and see what we've got going on.
But you know what's great for intimidation? I posted a video a while ago. I actually used the Zing Hyperstrike bow in a few matches. Have you heard of that bow at all, Cobb?
Yeah. My mate's had one, and we've played around with the Zing bow a few times. I think it's fun.
And the whistle that thing makes is pretty damn scary when you're on the other end of it. It was a ton of fun.
Yeah.
But the only thing I found with it is that you've really got to aim quite high with it because it drops really quickly. And unfortunately, I've tagged Ruin many times with it, but unfortunately the drop has been a bit too far.
A bit of an issue.
A bit of an issue on him. Yeah. So sorry again to Ruin in the chat.
Alison Van putting up, continuing my hobby of converting things that aren't Nerf to Nerf. Going to see what I can do with this one. Unmodded already fires megas, but it can definitely be improved. look at the plunger tube in the thing. That is huge for a stock,
It's a massive plunger tube,
like
Alison.
factory built thing, massive. I think this is like a marshmallow launcher.
If you
I'm
can let
not
us know in the
sure.
chat, Alison,
Yeah, Alison, that'd be great to see what that is.
shooting normally, and when it shoots megas, is it any good?
I think Foam Blast replied to us about the flywheel. Power Strike 48, not Nerf, but it could be the first flywheel-centric blaster. And then Ben Anderson said the Buzzsaw is a flywheel. Is the Buzzsaw a flywheel blaster? Question mark.
The manual crank flywheels.
Yeah. Well, let's say the Barricade was the first Nerf electric powered flywheel blaster. Just to clarify that one up.
So remember the Stampede came out before the Barricade, and that was pretty amazing.
It was awesome. I remember getting the Stampede as well. Like that was just like, whoa, this thing's full auto and it takes clips.
Yeah, but that clunk. Remember that?
Oh yeah. Just felt so cool as a kid. Just like that satisfaction.
Yep. I think after that, like the Raven came up soon after that. I don't know. I don't know my name.
Raven.
Or
yeah.
The
Raven was a game
me in the chat if I'm wrong with that. Looks like Alison says
Glow Star launcher thing we got from Ruin.
Glow Show Star launcher thing.
I've never seen it before, but it looks awesome.
But knockoff megas not so great.
Looks cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
We back at the top. Oh no, what's this?
Here's a primary example of why I hate not having rival shells in Australia. Like this looks
Nick,
awesome.
that looks beautiful, mate. It looks absolutely fantastic. Look at that integration.
I wish I could enlarge this a little bit more. But yeah, like just the clean shell. This is that's a Raven base with the Apollo sides and what was that thing called? The first flywheel rival. The first P90-esque looking rival thing. That looks awesome. That looks sweet. Zeus.
Thanks, Ben. Thanks, Ben.
Zeus.
Appreciate that, mate.
Man, that thing looks so cool. Just like, super clean lines, awesome build. Keep it up. I would love to see more of this.
Especially dual stage. If that's going to be dual stage, that's going to be loud, but also epic.
If this was my build, that's where my second supercore would be going. Right in the back here.
Second supercore, nice.
Yeah, I've got one on the shelf. Oh, what is this? Not ready to show my mod at the moment, but I just broke more than a drill bit today.
Wow.
Okay. That's hitting pretty hard.
That's hitting very hard, Michael.
That's
very
pretty hard. Hope we're not shooting that at people.
What are you using? Hopefully it's just
what are you doing, man? Can you? Jeez, that is insane. Oh, didn't mean to click on that.
So you're really into the HPA side of things, COBBA. So do you do commissions? Can people buy stuff off you, or?
I have done one HPA-esque commission before. Some guy in the UK wanted a Specs BZ with a brass beach that he could drop into a long strike. I did that one commission. I just chopped up the brass, got everything to length, got the Specs BZ correct, and all he had to do was drop it in. That's the only HPA commission I've done. I'm not really content on doing HPA commissions due to like everyone's like, oh, it's dangerous, when really, like, if you know what you're doing, it's very safe. But you've still got to think of the people. Like, if I'm commissioning you something, you're obviously commissioning me because you don't know what to do. That's just like the baseline of commissioning someone to do something. So doing a HPA commission, there's a lot of like weight on my shoulders that person knows what they're doing with the kit that I'm giving them, and I'm not like I've got no lawyer behind me. No, it's not like Nerf's not like that, you know. So doing a commission like that, unless
And like
I
we
knew
saw on the
person.
previous post on the chat on the group, is that someone just shot out a glass window. So
Exactly. Like you just don't know what people will do. I need to make sure that they're going to be safe with it, and you can't with 99.9% of the people on the internet. So I would never do. I'd never do.
That's generous. That's generous.
Look, you're part of that 1% now that I know you, eh? Yeah. So
I'm in with the COBBA guys, so I can get your
be,
builds. Hear me? I'll get your builds for you.
just like Spectre says, we should not be commissioning HPA full stop, and I cannot agree with him more on that one. Phone Blast says, I'm mostly worried about people who don't know what they're doing and people who think they know what they're doing but don't.
Good point.
100%.
Good point, Tim.
A lot of research and time spent around it needs to be done. Like I started making hand pump XVZs. That was my introduction to air blasting. I figured out, oh yeah, that's how that works. That's how that dumps, barrel length, blah, 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 blah. And then, the next step was to LPA, and I did LPA all by myself, and I learned how that all worked, and you learn everything. And then you can take those incremental steps. It's when someone jumps straight into something and they've got no clue what they're doing and they want the best of the best straight away. Like that's when you run into issues, and that's why we just can't offer HPA commissions like that.
It's a good idea.
I've done
Bradley Phillips makes a good point here. Also, the legalities of HPA in some areas. Now, here in the West, HPA is such a legal grey area that we would be afraid to implement it without the sort of general okay of firearms. Now, people in the US, we got pretty strict firearms laws here in Australia, so we have to be very careful with what we do. And HPA is just that really grey area that we are sort of not too sure about the line. We sort of want to cross that line about getting into. It's awesome. I would personally love HPA Blaster. Considering I see some of your videos where you wreck everybody. But just, we don't want to get in trouble. We don't want any sort of any type of issues.
Yeah, and honestly, the performance that you can get out of a HPA Blaster, you can get out of a Springer Blaster. It's honestly no dramas running a Springer. Springers are awesome. And you've definitely seen millions of Bradley's videos of him just decimating people with Springers.
Brad, he never decimates, I swear.
He never decimates with a Springer. Jeez,
I'm just joking, Brad.
He never carves it.
You wreck.
Honestly, it comes down to your game knowledge and game sense as to how well you'll go in a game with your blaster. You can have the coolest blaster on the field, but if you don't know how to play correctly, you'll probably get smoked half the time.
I mean, like we talked about earlier in the video, is that like Ruin, he got tagged out by a stock judge. So it doesn't matter if you have a $2,000 blaster, obviously I'm exaggerating, or a crappy stock blaster, you can still get tags. And that's what I say to all the new kids that come and play with us. It says, they're like, oh, this guy's got really good gear. I'm like, well, it doesn't really matter, because if you sit somewhere, it doesn't matter if you have a stock, whatever, you will still tag someone out in the right environment. Like CQB, you're always going to tag someone out. Like a bit of an ambush situation, you're going to get somebody. But in Iron Rush, probably not so much. You need to be a bit further up there. But what we play, CQB, stock stuff, you're going to get tags.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if you're up there or down there, you're going to have fun.
Exactly. Like I've hit one play on Iron Rush that Liam would back me up. That was ridiculous when I had no blaster at all. But you play to what blaster you have, and you'll definitely get tags with the blaster. If you know what you're doing, like you can have a great time. And at the end of the day, if you're having fun and you don't have the most expensive gear, that's the most important thing.
Yep. And as Captain Xavier says, more fun for everyone, which I 100% agree with.
100%.
We don't try and be super serious. We want to have fun. We're very welcoming to everybody that wants to play. Like you said, you don't have to have top-end gear to play with us. Just get in there and have fun. You could have a stock Maverick. You'll still have fun.
Yep, exactly. Do we have any questions in chat? Chat, if you want to put in any questions. We are coming to the end-ish of our session, so if you want to ask us anything, please drop it in chat now. We would love to answer your questions. It can be anything. But we'll scroll up to see.
Ruin says that he's definitely going to shoot me next match we play, because I've obviously annoyed him today.
Yep.
I've used him as an example way too many times, being taken out by a stock judge, by the way. Ruin got taken out by a stock judge.
We'll have a look to see what's in the feed. Dave has put up, he swapped out the Stampede gears. That's awesome. Super essential mod for your Stampede, Dave. Good job. That is a funky looking Recon Mark II. Russ Hatchet. Looks awesome, man. Helicon with an orange ModWorks core kit. Looks awesome.
Nice.
Love that color scheme. Got a tripod on the front. Epic sniper.
Speaking of Orange ModWorks, what do you think of their cyber whatever line?
Oh yeah, I've seen them. I've had a look at them. Viability over here, definitely probably not. Just going to be way too much. Just like a Dark Zone Pro, I guess. But for over there, if there was to be you could really standardize that platform for competitive and say this is what you rock up with. You rock up with this blaster, exactly this. That could be a really good standardized blaster platform.
Yeah, I have two minds about it. Yeah, it would be really cool to have another sort of avenue on the market, another sort of option on the market. But I'm just wondering, me personally, I've had not great experience with Orange ModWorks in the past, just with some of their quality control issues. That could have all changed. This was years ago. I'm talking about now, but I'm still very wary of the platform. Again, this is my personal view on it. I would love to be proven wrong though. But it does look very cool, but I'd love to see some reviews when they actually do come out and see if they're viable. But like you said before, getting them over here would be very expensive. In Australia, that is. Yeah,
Australia, not viable. But over in the States, you guys could definitely make it work with a really cool competitive aspect with those blasters. Would be super sweet. Just checking chat for questions. Boom, boom, boom. What do you feel is missing from the community, gear-wise, tool-wise, and/or accessibility-wise? You want to answer that one first?
That's a good question. I mean, from our little tiny area, we're missing more players. Back in the day, we used to have heaps of players, 30, 40 people a match. At the moment, we're really struggling to get past 10. And the reason for that is gel ball. Is a lot of people are just going towards gel ball, and that's okay. They're allowed to. They can do what they like with their free time. It's just that we have really noticed the drop-off in players. That's one thing that we would like to see more of. Because we're a very open group, very welcoming. All our events are free. Realistically, there's no barrier apart from just getting more people involved.
Yeah, we've seen that over here as well. Just the takeoff of Australian Airsoft, to put it for everyone that doesn't know, it's been massive. There's just been a huge uprise of it, and it does suck watching that many people go to an event like that. When we can barely, sometimes scrape together 25 people for a super stock. I get jealous of the games that I see over in the States with 50 people at a wall that. That just must be super insane. It just must be awesome. But then there's also another side to it, whereas we have such a tight-knit community as well, that there's no real bad eggs. And if the bad eggs do come along, they easily get filtered out. And I've been to a couple Gel Ball games, I'm not hating on Gel Ball. It's cool gear. Just not for me. And it's cool stuff. It definitely caters to that real steel vibe. Hell yeah, I play Call of Duty. I love this vibe. So, but it's pretty cool. The best thing was taking the Crimson Recon and versing them though, and them not expecting it to hurt more than a Gel Ball. That's the best thing about going to a Gel Ball event with an Earth Blaster.
I remember Bradley Phillips, he took his 300 FPS Caliburn, I think it was, to a Gel Ball, and he wrecked, which is great to see. The thing, I've never been to a Gel Ball match, so I can only base this on videos I've seen. I have held one and fired one in someone's backyard, and they're very cool, very good blasters. But what I've seen with videos on YouTube is that it's very much a spray and pray platform.
Oh, accuracy and volumes, 100%.
There doesn't seem to be much tactical ability to, with Nerf, your blasters aren't going to hit that far, depending on what you're using, of course. Springers can really get those darts out there, but you really have to be mindful of your surroundings, get close, get far. You've really got to be a bit more tactical because you've got limited ammo. With a Gel Ball, from my understanding, is you have hundreds of rounds in one magazine. which
Yep.
is so OP. What's the point?
It's just kind of like you just hold the corner and just hold the trigger down. Like that's usually what they will do. The only field I've been to was a CQB field, and like having like 50 people on a field, that's very small. Like it was really bad. I need to try to go to somewhere that has a bit more open space so that I can kind of get tactical in. But yeah, as Blaster Tech put in the chat there, I actually got banned from the place because the Nerf blasters hurt that bad. They were like, yeah, we can't have that anymore. So I was like, okay,
I mean, what was
no
that?
problem.
What FPS was that hitting?
But yeah, our 250 FPS hurts a lot more than their 250 FPS.
Yeah,
so
agreed.
When I said I was running 250 FPS close distance, yeah, but like I was running the Crimson Recon, and yeah, close hits. Like yeah, it was definitely funny. Just like, what is that? Is that a Nerf blaster? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, Jesus, like, it was just so funny to see their reaction.
So what you're saying is you wrecked them all?
Yeah, I did pretty well. I'm not gonna lie, I did pretty well. Did pretty well for what I had. It was great.
Yeah. I mean, I still would like to go to a gel ball game when the current situation in the world sort of clears up a bit. I'd love to still go and see what it's like, because I don't want to base my judgments on something I've never actually done. I could love it. I could have two hobbies, because I know a lot of people in our group do gel ball and Nerf, and why not? Yeah,
exactly. It is pretty cool. There's some guys in our community that do both as well around here in Brizzy. They're kind of edging more into that the gel ball side though, just because of, I guess it's easier to get into. And for Nerf, you've kind of got to build your blasters a little bit more than you do have with those stuff. It's very drop in go, which we're getting towards with Prophecies and all the companies that are really trying to get us to that point. But gel ball is just already so cemented in Australia that a lot of people can just jump straight in and not even know that Nerf exists like this. So yeah, it does come.
I'm also not a big fan of the mil sim type of thing. It's just not my cup of tea. I don't like dressing up in camo. I don't like having all black gear. To me, it's just not my thing.
Yeah, exactly. I don't play Nerf to be dude bro. I'm Sergeant Private XXXX. I'm going to guide you around. It's like
I'm here to have fun
time. It's fun time.
Tags, get a few tags. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And more fun for everybody.
Yeah, just like Blaster Tech says, Nerf is very traditionally a modding background, which exactly that. If you wanted something high powered back in the day, you had to do it yourself. That was the only way to put it. Couldn't buy anything. It was like, okay, you got to get this, and this, and you've got to do it, which is great. That's what I love about this hobby so much.
We're almost out of time, guys. Any other questions do you want to throw at us in the chat?
Just reading through the chat now. Cyber Warrior 22 says, I may just put my Specs BZ in my Crimson Recon. The bolt sled broke, so that might work out anyways. Yep. All you need is a bolt sled that slides on the rails, Cyber, and it works. The only thing that you need is for that breach to work. And did you actually get Specs BZ 22? Because I was fighting that off Liam, and he said someone took it. And because I wanted number 22, because 22 for me is an iconic number in our family. So I was like, yeah, I'd love Specs BZ 22. But I think he may have got it. Yeah, he did. I'll have to try and get Super Core 22.
Alison or Alicat in the chat has said Titan Gym. That's correct, because back in the day I ran a single Titan that had a bit of a hopper on the side. Well, I don't know, six starts, I think it was. And that was great. I think it was like shooting at 140 FPS, which was huge back in the day. I mean,
that was massive back then.
That was massive back in the day. And I put a dual stage bicycle pump on it to really pump it up. And that's pretty good for me back in the day.
Yeah, that's good.
Heatwave, opinions on shell ejecting builds for like the Spring Thunder or the Colonel Wasp shotgun thing, whatever that's called. They're cool, but I'm not a big fan.
Cool, but not viable.
Also, I think they're a huge trip hazard. If you're spewing out shells everywhere, especially on on a concrete or play area like that, you got people that will step on them, slip on them.
That's very true. Haven't thought about that. Yeah,
not a big fan of it, but very cool. Like especially like you got the Spring Thunder I think it's like 3 rival ball burst ones and all different types of shells. Very cool, but I just don't see the practicality of it.
Yeah, there's just no practicality in it. Ben Anderson says, favorite underrated blasters.
Oh. Underrated. Does my Fly with the World Gear Up Recon count as underrated because it's amazing?
Yeah. If he's talking about stock blasters, like the deploy gets hate, right? But I like the deploy stock and the deploy shell. Works great for integrations and aesthetic mods. So I don't mind it for that aspect. Performance, we all know it sucks, but I like the deploy for its willingness to give itself to other builds, you could say.
Yep. I quite like the Shell Strike, the new one that's just come out with the shells. I bought it for my son, and we have a great time with it. The range isn't fantastic, but I think it's great.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. I'd love to chop one of them in half and undermount it onto a blaster of some sort. Have like a master key or something. This
is the pistol one, the Shell Strike, not the trilogy.
Yeah, that thing would be so cool.
It's really good. I think Wacom S7 did that to one of his blasters, and it turned out really well.
Oh, okay. I might have to look at that. I haven't seen that. Boomstick mods say favorite PvP game type. We play here my domination, so we have 10 minutes and 3 capture points. I've got a few videos on YouTube, and that gets really frantic towards the final 2 minutes because you'll hear the 2-minute call out, and if you're down by a point, you've got to really try and push for the objective to try and flip it over to capture it for yours. So that's one of my favorites. And then Iron Rush, just it's so intense and so competitive. I love it because of that.
We play a game called Meat Grinder, which is basically any type of TDM. It's 10 minutes,
seen that.
unlimited lives. So basically you have these little counters, and you get tagged, you go back to your spawn point, click the counter, you're back into it. So everyone gets a full match, full 10 minutes of fun. The reason we came up with that is because we found with normal TDM with 3 lives or whatever it is you inevitably end up with one team that has more players than the other team, and it just takes forever with that last person to get tagged out. And it's no fun. You've got people sitting on the sidelines for however long, and it's boring. So that's why we have that Meat Grinder. It's a good match, and everyone gets
looks fun. Looks super
everyone
fun.
Gets a lot of fun. And who cares who wins in the end? It just
exactly. Yeah, it's just there for a good muckabout game.
The longest tag from Bradley Phillips. I'll let you go first, COBBA, because you're the HPA king around here.
My longest tag. What is my biggest shot I've ever got? It would have to be at an NIC, and the field was like this long, skinny, narrow field with like houses throughout the sides, and through the middle of the field was just like really clear and open. And I was using Spamfest, my old homemade blaster made by Spectre, and the field would be about 30 meters long, and I nailed someone from our spawn into their spawn. That was probably the longest shot I've ever gotten. So that was a pretty good feeling. 30-meter shot, I guess. Yeah, it was pretty good. Pretty good, yeah. I wish I got that on recording because that was so sick.
Mine wasn't that impressive because I don't use springers too often because I have a bit of a bum wrist. I can't prime heavy spring loads. But one thing I did do, I had my old singled sledge fire with one of the single shot cells in it, and I got a nice headshot again on room. Sorry, buddy, I'm not picking on you.
Man, you get him a lot.
I know, right? But he also gets me a lot. But I got him with the sledge fire. I don't know how far it was away. He could probably tell me in chat. Let's just say about 15, 20 meters away. But with the sledge fire, that was pretty good.
That's a good shot. That's a good shot.
For me, in the head, I was really happy with it. But I mainly use flywheels now because, again, I've hurt my wrist. Can't really do those heavy primes. Yeah.
Sounds like you need HPA.
Oh, I would love HPA. I would love it.
Yeah.
Because I've got this, you probably can't see, I've got this long shot behind me up here. I can't even use it anymore. Just because about 3 primes, it's just too heavy. And it's only like
what spring load do you have?
It's only like a 10-something kilo spring in it. But once I pump it 3 or 4 times, I'm like, no, can't do it. Wrist is too sore.
Yeah, that sucks.
So I have no idea how Bradley does that 300 FPS caliber, because that would just break me.
It's actually pretty light. Spamfest was super heavy, but I think because of the volume in the Caliburn, it's just so easy to prime because you've got all that air volume in the plunger. That's what compensates for having that weak spring.
Yeah.
It's really good. Go to dart choice, Brad says. For me, it's the ACCs because they're just super reliable and cheap up here. And they feed through the HPA stuff super easy. I would love to get into Worker Gen 3s for that little bit more accuracy.
Pricey though.
A bit pricey, exactly. That's why we stick to the ACCs. They're just really easy up here, and everyone can use them. Just from the dart design, we find that it feeds everything like 99% of the time, which is why we use it up here.
I mean, I just personally use the old men guns. They're great in flywheels, and that's generally what I use. As long as they're newish, they feed through all right. If they're a bit, you know what it's like with flywheels and dodgy darts. It just fishtails everywhere. But if they're newish, they get decent tags with them.
Yeah, exactly. So guys, we have 2 to 3 minutes left. If you guys want to hear anything from us before we go, now's
should we just quickly check the Facebook stream before?
Yeah, we'll have another quick check of Facebook. Good idea. That was a good shout.
We don't want to miss anybody that's posted anything.
Wow, that's full on. Oh, that's so cool. That Flip Furies with that air pump master key from the modulars.
Andrew, that's awesome. Amazing, man. That's is awesome, amazing.
Andrew. Good stuff.
With 7 kilo spring. Wow.
That's hefty. Boost Addict says, favorite kind of pie?
A bit of pepper steak for me, I think.
Pepper steak? Yep.
Yeah.
I love a good chicken pie.
Nice.
Love a good chicken pie. We have some
rocket
experimentation. That looks great. I'd love if these rockets were like really viable for like shield takeouts. We usually use Vortex missiles, and they're really fun to use. The stripe from before. 3D printing. Purple magpie in progress.
I think Warcom and Elijah checked up.
Okay. Yep. I haven't seen this thing before.
Oh, what's that?
Right. Bay Area Genius asked me to post this on his behalf. Mitch is always making crazy stuff. That looks great.
That looks really slim profile as well from that picture.
From Adriana. That looks awesome. Talons. Guessing semi-automatic, sidearm, flywheel blaster. That looks so good. That'd be a lot of fun.
That looks like it's worthy of being on This Week in Nerf almost. What do you reckon?
This Week in Nerf, maybe.
Yeah.
Very close. Oh, this thing's so cool. I've seen this before. It's an X-Shot shoddy thing, and he's got a strife in the back to make it a bullpup.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. So cool. I love the shape of that. It looks great.
That is an awesome looking shell.
Oh, look at that. It'll be on the news when it's finished. How good's that?
Nice.
Thanks, Adriana. Yeah, I love this build. Who was this from? I must find out. Eli Jennings. Eli, awesome build. Love that. Love the style and the profile of it. So sweet. I'd love to drop another super core in one of those.
You and your super cores, mate. Calm down.
Me and my super cores. I know. I need to buy a few more. Jeez.
Oh, look at that sexy gear up. I love it.
Nice gear up. Beautiful gear up from Sebastian.
Thanks Sebastian. Appreciate it, mate. That is awesome. Beautiful. I love it. I love the colors.
Gear up Raider stock.
Oh, that Raider stock. Very jealous of that Raider stock. But I love the black Picatinny rail because it's not too much black on it, and I love how the orange is more noticeable. It looks amazing.
Looks super stealth. Love the build.
Is that a scar? Okay, well that's.
Guys, we just got word that stream is now finishing. So I'd like to thank you so much for tuning in for an hour and a half of us just talking about absolutely random Nerf stuff. Really appreciate you guys sticking around. It was really fun, and thanks James for coming on here and
thanks COBBA.
Chatting to me, man.
Stick around for Justin from Make Test Battle and Liam. They're going to be up next after the half an hour break.
And they're talking about HPA. How good's that? HPA. Stick around if you want to learn something. Oh, they're not. That's not it. We just got word. Sorry,
we just got word. Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Cool. Thanks, everybody.
Anyway. Justin
Okay,
from
so
my test battle doing improve your video editing. So
yeah, just got word from our sponsors.
there we go. My bad.
Thanks,
HPA's
everybody.
tomorrow.
And
Thanks,
we'll
guys.
have a catch. We'll catch you later, and have a great day. Stay safe and look after each other, and wash your hands.
See you in the next one. Bye, guys.